A dining room feels luxurious before anyone notices the price of the table. The first impression comes from arrival, whether the room has a clear center, whether the table feels anchored, and whether the eye understands where the experience begins. A strong dining room creates a moment of pause. The table, pendant, and surrounding architecture form one readable composition. A weaker room often contains equally expensive objects, but they do not agree on a center. The result feels furnished rather than composed. In this guide, we will separate the decisions that create quiet luxury from the products commonly used to imitate it.
The table establishes scale. It should feel generous enough for the room without stealing circulation from it. A table that is too small floats in unused space. One that is too large turns every chair into an obstacle. Begin with movement rather than style. Pull a chair back, imagine someone passing behind it, and preserve a comfortable route to the kitchen or doorway. Then choose the shape. Round tables soften compact or square rooms. Rectangular tables reinforce longer architecture. The expensive feeling comes from this agreement between geometry and use, not from a fashionable stone top.
A dining room rug is successful when it holds the entire seating group together. The common mistake is choosing one that only fits beneath the table. As soon as a chair moves back, its rear legs leave the rug, and the composition visually breaks apart. A larger rug creates a calm field under the table and chairs, making separate pieces read as one intentional unit. The color can remain restrained, but texture matters. Flat woven wool, subtle pattern, or a quiet tonal contrast adds depth without competing with food, people, or light. If maintenance makes a rug impractical, use flooring direction or a ceiling feature to create the same visual boundary. The pendant is not simply a ceiling fixture. It brings the architecture down toward the table and creates intimacy around the people seated there. When it hangs too high, it becomes disconnected and the room feels exposed. When it is too low, it interrupts sightlines and conversation. The ideal position depends on the fixture, but the visual test is simple. It should illuminate the table, remain above the normal line of sight, and feel connected to the tabletop. Warm, dimmable light usually creates more depth than one bright overhead source. Add wall light or cabinet glow, and the room gains layers without becoming theatrical. Quietly luxurious rooms rarely rely on one expensive surface. They build a conversation between materials. Timber brings warmth, stone adds visual weight, linen softens reflected light, and a controlled metal detail gives precision. The key is repetition. If the pendant contains aged brass, repeat that warmth once in hardware or a small object. If the table is strongly grained, let surrounding upholstery become quieter. Avoid giving every finish equal contrast. One material should lead, one should support it, and the others should bridge the room. Coherence makes ordinary materials feel considered. Random variety makes premium materials feel like samples.
Luxury is often visible as space around an object. That does not require a huge room. It requires reducing unnecessary competition near the dining group. A large table covered with many small accessories loses the calm surface that gives it presence. One low arrangement, a sculptural vessel, or nothing at all may be stronger. Keep the sightline across the table open. On surrounding walls, choose one meaningful focal gesture rather than several medium-strength decorations. Negative space allows the table, light, and people to become the event. It is not emptiness, it is the contrast that makes the chosen elements feel important.
A dining room should not only photograph well in daylight. Test it at the time you will actually use it. In the evening, direct glare, cold bulbs, and dark corners become more obvious. Dim the central light, add a lower warm source, and allow some shadow to remain. The room should feel dimensional rather than uniformly bright. Curtains, upholstered chairs, and textured walls also control sound, which quietly affects comfort during longer conversations. A room that looks luxurious but sounds harsh or forces everyone into bright overhead light will not feel generous. Sensory comfort is part of the design, even when viewers cannot immediately name it.
Before buying anything, check 5 relationships. Does the table suit the room geometry? Can every chair move without blocking circulation? Does the rug or architecture anchor the whole group? Is the pendant connected to the table rather than lost at the ceiling? Do the materials repeat with a clear hierarchy? Correcting one relationship often changes the room more than adding another decorative object. Subscribe to Valharst Studio for design decisions you can see before you spend. The goal is not to copy this exact dining room. It is to create the same sense of intention: a clear center, comfortable movement, coherent materials, and light that makes gathering feel special. Use painter's tape to mark the proposed table and rug on the floor before ordering either one. Place existing chairs around that outline, pull them back, and walk every normal route through the room. At night, move a temporary lamp above or beside the table and compare several heights and color temperatures. Photograph each test from the doorway because the camera makes weak scale relationships easier to notice. This simple rehearsal reveals whether the composition works with real movement, not only with catalog measurements. Buy after the room has proved the relationship. That sequence protects your budget while producing the calm confidence associated with much more expensive interiors.